Hello and welcome for what should be the final video in Detroit Become Human, apart from that little extra scene that we get right at the end of the credits. So we have arrived at the bus terminal and this is going to take us to the Canadian border, but first we've got to get through here, and they've just announced that ticket sales have stopped, so if you don't actually have a ticket you can't get on the bus. This is a bit of a disaster.
We're stuck here now. What are we going to do?
So as you can see, Kara's wandering around trying to find out what's going on. Gets to see a news flash of Marcus and realising things are probably going really badly for him back in Detroit Central. And Alice comes across a baby, and some interesting little interactions you can have in this area here. And this is one of the key moments to decide the fate of Luther, Kara and Alice.
I called your mom. Let's get going before we miss our bus. You got the tickets, right?
Yes, honey, in my bag.
Great. Let's go then.
Ah. Tickets. So we've got a choice now, I guess, with these tickets. Do we use them to escape or don't we? And that will play out shortly. And obviously, as this game goes on, you get more and more difficult little ethical choices. Do you do the right thing, or do you do the right thing for you? And you know, this family's going to be trapped in Detroit, and of course with the big Android uprising, that could be a bit of a problem, to be honest.
Excuse me, you didn't happen to see
Here you go. So
somewhere, did you?
what do we do?
It has our bus tickets in it, and never mind.
No. Sorry.
What are we gonna do? We can't stay here. We have to find a safe place for Oliver.
I'm so sorry, honey.
Come on, Alice.
I don't know what happened. They were right here.
So on this playthrough we've decided to be a bit unethical and to try and save ourselves. So here you go. Potentially a happy ending for Kara here. We are getting on the bus and escaping, although Alice a little bit disappointed in us because we've basically stolen from someone and she's quite strongly anti-theft. So, yeah.
What's going to happen to that family and their baby? Will they die because of us?
Well, we've decided, little white lie, we don't know what's going to happen to that family. I mean, yeah, it could end up badly for them. And depending on the playthrough you do, then, yeah, potentially you have just killed them. Just a spoiler for one of the potential endings there, where things can go really badly for that family if you do various actions. So anyway, we're on the bus, and hopefully that means we're going to escape to Canada. But there are some roadblocks ahead which we'll come back to. In the meantime, we need to go and find out what's going elsewhere in the world of Detroit. So we will now jump back, I think it's to Marcus, where we actually do the assault on the camp.
The situation is escalating towards civil war in Detroit, with our armed forces preparing to put down the Android rebellion.
They seem to be headed towards the camps where the androids have been interned pending destruction. Soldiers have taken up positions around the Hart Plaza camp. Authorities seem to be expecting a confrontation with the rebel androids here at any time.
Freedom or death?
Freedom or death? Attack!
Now this is quite an exciting scene where you've got lots of QTE events to try and move forward. You can take high risk or low risk maneuvers. Now bear in mind I'm trying to go for a slightly unhappy ending here. So I take lots of high risk maneuvers, I don't do very good cover and fire, etc. And yeah, you'll see how that impacts the gameplay. So I'm just going to keep quiet now and let you enjoy this rather exciting scene.
Fire!
Won't save me this time, Marcus. The blood we spill will be on our hands.
Cover me!
I don't want to die, Marcus. I don't want to die.
Hide here. Don't move till it's over, okay?
Well, as you can see, I've not done very good cover from far, I've not eliminated targets, and I've done some high-risk maneuvers, and that means you're risking Marcus dying, and if Marcus dies, that's the rebellion over. So we'll just play this bit out, and then I believe he will return to Kara.
Marcus.
It's okay. Make it without me. Our cause. That's all that matters.
No. No, we can't win without you.
What are you doing?
Our hearts are compatible.
No!
You have to take my...
I can't let you do that.
You're the only one who can lead us, Marcus. It's the only way.
I'll lose.
If you die, our cause dies with you. If you love me, take my heart.
Well, having sacrificed north, as you can see, I took another high-risk maneuver, and yeah, there are no spare hearts. Pretty much everyone who cares about me has been wiped out now. So it's looking pretty end of the road for Marcus here, which means the android rebellion is going to fail. And yeah, it's pretty grim, really. And means you spent the whole game to lead up to this point for almost nothing. But it's good news for Connor. Suddenly Amanda's gonna like him a bit more because his mission is successful. So that's good news for Connor, sort of. Anyway, back to Kara. And as you can see, we've managed to leave Detroit, but we're now stuck at the border into Canada, and this is the last barrier to freedom. If we can just get through here, that's it. We are home free, live happily ever after. But sadly, as you can see, we're not being waved through, so there is a problem.
Excuse me, what's going on?
Border control. All passengers must leave the bus. Please move along. This way, please.
Now what's kind of interesting at this point is there are actually multiple options for Kara here, from sad to happy endings, and I think that's great that even in this very last few scenes there is still the option for good or bad results to occur, and a lot of that is informed, I think, by earlier gameplay. So obviously stuff you do earlier in the game will make this more or less likely to be a successful outcome. So anyway, we'll watch this bit through, and I'll probably just get back to you right at the end.
All that matters now is you and Alice. I can save you, Kara.
No. No, we'll find another way.
If there's no other way, I'll do it.
Rose. Jerry?
ID, please. You risked your life to save us, Carl. If you and the little girl need me, I'll be there.
That's fine. Go ahead. Next,
Wait
please.
for me. It won't be long.
Where the hell do you think you're going?
My daughter needs to go to the bathroom.
I'm so glad you're safe. We saw the Jericho raid on TV. I was terrified. I thought you might have been killed. Thank God you're all right.
They're checking for androids. We won't make it through.
You have to. You know what they'll do if they catch you. Rose.
If anything should happen,
I'll be there, Kara.
you gave me your brother's address. Do you think that I...
Of course. He'd be delighted to have you. We're going there too. You'll be safe with him.
You're leaving Detroit?
They're searching for androids door to door. We had to leave before someone turned us in.
What about the others?
They're crossing the river as we speak. Adam and I are gonna meet them on the other side.
I couldn't understand why my mother wanted to help you guys. Made me realize she was right. I don't agree with what Marcus is doing. But you're alive. You deserve to be free. I just hope people will realize that one day.
Next, please. ID? Is she all right?
Oh, not Jerry. Oh, well, sadly,
No need to be scared anymore.
the Android Rebellion and Jerry's sacrifice means that at least Kara, Luther, and Alice are going to escape to freedom. Anyway, that's pretty much it. That is a complete playthrough of Detroit. Obviously, I did miss out the very first scene with the child on the roof, but I hope you've enjoyed watching this series of videos. I might be able to go back and record that scene and insert it. It just won't be the playthrough for this. But anyway, that is a rather bittersweet ending, as I say, to Detroit. Alice, Luther and Alice get to live a life of freedom in Canada, but the androids in Detroit, not such a happy ending.
And now, straight over to Detroit for a report on the conflict. Joss?
Yes, Michael, authorities have just confirmed fighting has now ceased in Detroit, and the area around the Hart Plaza camp is now under control. We can see soldiers going through the city at this very moment, and they are exterminating the last fleeing deviants.
Law and order has finally been restored to the streets of Detroit.
There is a general feeling of shock in Detroit after the terrible events of the last few hours.
And initial estimates report several hundred troops have been killed.
According to our sources, the deviant leader known as Marcus was shot during the fighting.
The death of the deviant leader marks the end of the android rebellion.
The destruction of the androids in the camps can now continue as planned. Nevertheless, it will take some time for Detroit to recover from these events.
By creating machines more intelligent than ourselves, we took immense risks with the very future of our civilization. However, the situation is now under control. The total destruction of all androids will soon be complete, and the last remaining deviants will be hunted down and destroyed. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.